Most of you remember, I'm Patrick Maharo, Malshaw, Dustin Sweetelson. We were doing a contest. Bill Adee, who is our fearless leader here at VSiN for many years now, he found $1,000 for a futures play on the Super Bowl. So a little competition amongst the shows here at VSiN, and we were pushing VSiN Pro annual subscriptions, which, by the way, when you get a VSiN Pro annual subscription, you can get the 2023 NHL betting guide, also the NBA betting guide, which dropped yesterday. That's all in it. The free picks are in it, the picks page, the tools, everything. Anywho, we did okay. It's not like we won. There were other shows that outsold us, and we congratulate them. But the one thing we did do well is I sent Dustin and Amal the frozen envelope, okay? And the frozen envelope, which they had a drawing, a random drawing for the $1,000, and Bill Adee over there in the new crib, you know, the marble staircase, the chandeliers all over the place. He went to the couch, pulled out the $1,000, and pulled out the frozen envelope that said sharp money. I'm sure the rest of the shows that finished ahead of us with sales are going to be very happy for us. But sharp money, boys, we are the winners of the $1,000. Congratulations.
Congrats to all of us. Looking forward to, we'll have to include one of our patrons in the 10%.
Well, they have to prove it.
That's right.
That'll be easy to do, right?
Yeah.
Because based on the people, we'll take one of those names and include them in the drawing.
What'd we give them? How much?
10%.
Woo, woo, woo. They might get more than we get.
How do we, so of the subscriptions that Sharp Money sold, so we've just got to grab one of those that signed up using the promo code Sharp Money.
Correct.
And then we'll link them in. You know what?
Absolutely.
We'll bring them on the air when we go ahead and get ready for our futures play on the Super Bowl as well.
I mean, it would be great if, like, Micah Parsons is one of the subscribers, and we pick the Niners to win the Super Bowl.
It'd be even better if it was like Scarlett Johansson. Just like, what's up, girl? I heard you were a fan. Let's go. Sharp Money and Scarlett. Well, I don't know. I think we had a 9% shot to win the $1,000, so pretty good, no?
It was like 12 shows.
Great.
12 shows were involved, I think.
That many?
Yeah, it was like 12 shows were involved. We ended up with a 9% chance, and we beat the odds. And now we're going to try and beat the odds with winning on the Super Bowl ticket.
Just to get
is it just a play? Like, when do we? I know Bill Adee's going to stop by, I believe, on Monday and hand deliver the cash. So when do we have to have our futures play in by?
We got to figure Monday show. He's going to hand us the cash, and then they're going to have a shot of us walking and placing the ticket.
Patrick, I asked them to see if we could make the play today, because I was going to make a suggestion. I think the odds are going to change on it come Monday.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm open.
49ers. They play the Cowboys. They win this game. They're probably going to wind up with home field advantage throughout the NFC postseason. And then you look at Dallas having potentially 2 losses. They still have the Eagles to come. But the Niners, the way they've come out of the block, I think it would be tough to argue against them being the best team in the first quarter of the NFL season.
Okay, so right now, the 49ers, your co-betting favorites in the market with the Chiefs. Did you say plus 550, 5.5 to 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
7.5 to 1 on the Eagles. The Bills are 7.5 to 1 as well. The Cowboys, 10 to 1, along with the Dolphins. So let's keep on going here and see where we can get to a place where maybe something jumps out at us. I don't hate the Ravens. Dustin and I have been all over this team, so Amal, you can veto it. The Ravens at 16 to 1. The Detroit Lions, wouldn't that be apropos? Some synergy, 18 to 1.
I want to go back to your Ravens. I would never object to the Ravens. I think this is a very good football team. And when you look at the AFC, I know the Chiefs have been the gold standard for the last half a dozen years. But they are not without their shortcomings. When you look at it, think about the Patriots during their great Super Bowl runs. They never blew anybody out in any NFL in any Super Bowls. And when you look at the Chiefs in the conference championship games, minus the one against Houston, they've generally had tight games. It took an offsides for New England to beat them. It took a bad penalty by the Bengals for the Chiefs to beat them. It took a bad decision by McDermott to not go with the squib kick that helped them ascend. So I think the Ravens are very much alive. And you have to look at Baltimore from this perspective. They're going to be challenged within their division. They might not wind up with the best record, but they've had so many injuries that if this team is fully healthy, I think they've got a great case to be potentially the best team in the AFC, because you've got one guy. Mahomes is the best passer and quarterback in the NFL, but Lamar Jackson, on the day when he's throwing the ball with accuracy, probably is the most dangerous player in the NFL.
I'm just reading quickly the fine print. It does say, I don't know if you guys saw this in the contest. It says at the bottom of the fine print, Bill AD is an 80% partner in the $1,000. So really that leaves us 20%. So 20% divided by 4. We're 5% in this. AD, you sly devil. No,
well, plus we got the behind the scenes.
We have the crew.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's the issue is we have a rotating crew. We have a couple people here a couple days a week. Like, what is their cut? I think we have to do it based on how many days a week you're working the show.
So everybody right now in the closet there at the D is percentage-wise in on this as well?
Yes. So
what about that dude sitting behind you at the Bar Canada? Is he in too?
He's basically on my lap. So, I mean, at this point, me and him might be getting married by the end of the weekend.
Okay, well, congratulations. Love is in the air. And we love it. So, well, I didn't hate Amal's breakdown of the Ravens, by the way. And as we take a look, I would 100% agree with you. The 49ers right now, the cleanest team, if we'd put it that way. The Eagles look like a team that is building. I think you guys would agree with that. It's undefeated, yet really haven't shown anything special thus far. The Bills, after a dud in week 1, they're in Jersey at the Jets, have been freaking great. The Chiefs, that would be just way too basic if we used $1,000 free roll on the Chiefs. So it starts getting into VSiN, kiss John Goulet's ass territory with the Cowboys. Shout to Dave Ross. The Dolphins. Shout to Femi. The Dolphins. I think Michael Lombardi would have a heart attack live on the Lombardi line if Tua won a Super Bowl. We don't want to go there. The Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell ain't winning a Super Bowl. You can lock it up. The Cleveland Browns are 25-1. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 30-1. The Bengals are 30-1. So I don't know. Right now, my tingle says that 16-1 is a good price on the Ravens, boys.
Yeah, look, I think all paths to the Super Bowl go through Kansas City until proven otherwise. It's just kind of what they do. They turn it on when it matters. But I do think the Ravens possess a style of game that if it's going to get ugly and gross, and that's kind of the way Kansas City's offense has been to start the year with the way the receivers have played, if it's an ugly, gross style game, I like Baltimore's chances of walking away with a win.
Here's my thinking on this. I would prefer to go with an NFC team for one reason, because I think the path in the NFC is much easier. For me, I have 4 teams that have the possibility of getting to a Super Bowl. San Francisco, Dallas, Philly.
Wait, hold on. Let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's all write them down right now. All right? So we're going NFC.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're all going to have San Francisco. So this is, again, congratulations. And I mean this, and I sincerely mean it. That goes from Follow the Money all the way through the Greg Peterson experience. Everybody that contributed and sold these VSiN Pro memberships, I give you guys props. We sold a ton of them. And guess what? Everybody that's bought a VSiN Pro membership, we've heard nothing but amazing feedback. So if you haven't got involved, you can go right now, vsin.com/subscribe. So that's just to the side. The fact that we had 9% chance to get $1,000 free roll on the Super Bowl, that's just icing on the cake for us here, a newer show in Sharp Money. So we're very appreciative. Let's go with our 4. Okay, so we'll just go in order. San Francisco, I'll take them 1. Amal Shaw, you're up next.
I'll go Philadelphia 2.
Okay, big guy.
Detroit 3.
I knew what your donkey butt was going to say.
You want to put $1,000 on Dak Prescott to do something in the postseason?
It's a fair point.
That would have to be 4, though.
That's it. Yeah,
it has to be 4.
But
I know it's 2. It lines up with the numbers and the odds, but it has to be those 4. No.
Is there any look? Can I convince you of the Buffalo Bills?
How about can we draft AFC?
Yes. Let's do
No,
AFC.
I thought we were doing them separately.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back and do that. Dustin, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Finish.
No, I was going to try and convince you of an AFC team. We can get to that in the next segment because...
Well, can we convince each other of any NFC teams that are left on the board?
San Francisco, for sure, you can convince me of.
Oh, no.
No. Out of the 4. Outside of the 4.
Oh, outside?
No, I can't get behind anybody else. Do you guys?
It's not pretty, man.
I think it's...
I mean, if we look, we're getting into Saints Seahawks.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it.
I believe after Sunday night there are going to be 3 teams left in the NFC.
Yeah.
So the eliminated team would be whom?
Dallas. If they lose, I think having to play as a wild card. Detroit, I expect to win the division. I expect Philly to win the division, and the Niners to win the division. Cowboys going through the road? I don't think so.
I know you guys. I know you guys are going to think I'm trolling. Lions are looking good.
I'm telling you, we included them. It's a great number.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know. No, you're right. Okay. Amal brought up a very good point. If we end up going with a singular team, and we could talk about our hedging options coming up here. If we go with a singular team, maybe it's the NFC just because an easier route, and then you get into the hedge options once we get there. But we had San Francisco, we had Philadelphia, we had Detroit, which is the longest number at 16-1, and then we had the Dallas Cowboys at 10-1. Let's go Snake on the AFC.
Before we go real quick, can I just say something? Patrick just used the word singular, and I just thought about this. I wasn't even thinking about it previously. Why don't we just take 5 teams at $200?
Well, no, I think we have to take the deal is 1 for 1,000.
Oh, okay.
It's a $1,000 one bet voucher.
I was just like, hey, we can guarantee ourselves a team in the NFC in the Super Bowl.
Well, we do know if we want to go share a drink with Bill, because it is his money, all we have to do is go to his house, a.k.a. the Legacy Club up above Circa. I mean, does he leave?
Stop stealing my secret to getting free drinks when I'm out. Stop telling everyone.
Okay, Snake, I'll just start to make it easy. Chiefs.
Dustin, go ahead.
I'm actually going to go Buffalo, too.
I'm going to go... I will go Ravens.
Chiefs, Buff, Ravens. Ugh.
Next.
I don't know. I have to, just because I'll just do it, and we'll keep going, because I'll just go Dolphins just because there's 10-1. So
Yeah,
Chiefs at plus 550. Sorry, quickly. Buffalo is 750, so 7.5 to 1. The Ravens are 16 to 1, and the Dolphins 10 to 1. Do we want to keep going here?
Yeah, look, I'll throw another one in the mix, and it's kind of long, and you're banking on some things going right with the health of someone.
Yes, I agree.
But the Cincinnati Bengals at 30 to 1 for a $1,000 free play is super interesting to me.
I'll let you guys vote on this.
I think that's the play. I swear to you. Look, and it's overused, but if we're going to use the term value.
Oh, yes,
okay,
absolutely.
We've seen this team do exactly what they've done this year. Maybe not look as bad with the variables, but they won 12 games after starting pitifully last year.
So I think they absolutely need to be in the top 5, because we have one more spot left in the snake draft. Here are the 4 teams that I think we would all debate for that last spot. Would you rather have the Bengals or the Chargers?
I would rather have the Bengals, because they have a chance to win the division. I don't believe the Chargers can win the division.
The Bengals
or the Jaguars?
Bengals.
Bengals or the Browns?
See, that's actually interesting.
Yeah, no Chubb.
Just because of the defense.
Yeah. Or do we go?
I'd still probably say the Bengals.
Yeah.
And then the last one, and I know the answer, but they're just on the list. The Titans or the Bengals?
Bengals. Come on.
It's juicy. It's juicy.
Well, before he said it, I was looking at 30 to 1. I thought the Bengals are a pretty good shot, simply because if they get healthy. By the way, you talk about some hedging opportunities we could have there.
That's what I'm saying. The ticket's so big we could bet against it and be okay.
And if Lamar Jackson got hurt, then the Cincinnati Bengals become a much more dangerous team, because they would host the first round of the wild card, because they would have theoretically won the division. I think the Browns are going to take a step back. I think without Nick Chubb, they just don't have the offensive consistency.
And here's the thing. We can see how Burrow looks on Sunday, because we're not placing this until Monday. So it might get a little shorter. That's okay if it's 20 to 1 on Monday, 25
to 1. It's not going to come down that much.
Don't care. We'll see how healthy Burrow is. That'll be a deciding factor for us. But also in that division, I think they're all going to beat up on each other so bad that it's not going to take a massive record to win it, that even with Burrow banged up, Cincinnati can still win the division.
30 to 1 is a crazy number. It is.
So, but look, that got the juices flowing in everyone. So I would say, is there another bet on the board where you got excited about the potential for it?
Bengals top.
That 30 to 1 on the Bengals, that Frank Thomas, Nugenics. You know what I'm saying? that's a Nugenics number for your boy. 45 years old, that helps at this point.
Get us a sponsor for this bet, because it's brought to you by a place that you have to consult with a doctor before you get the prescription for.
So there's 3 games you got to play to get to the Super Bowl if you're the Bengals. Let's assume they're not going to wind up with the best record in the AFC. They'll have a home game. Buffalo's without Tre'Davious White. They're still a team that they can beat. I think mentally Cincinnati's just better than them. The Miami Dolphins don't have enough defense. The Ravens are a team that's a contender and dangerous. Guys, if Joe Burrow's healthy, I still think the Cincinnati Bengals are the second best team in the AFC. They can't play any worse.
I think it's three teams for me. It's three teams for me. Ravens, Bengals, Lions.
Ravens, Bengals, Lions. Amal, you have a 3?
I have no objection to that for a couple of reasons. Let me just kind of give you my reasoning. First of all, in the NFC, the Lions are going to get some bum from the NFC South that they got to play in a wild card game that they're going to beat by 14 points. Then they're going to have to go on the road to Philly or somewhere we can hedge in that spot at 18-1. They're going to be about a 4.5-point dog. Good opportunity there, maybe 5. I think it's a good chance with the Lions because they're going to win the division. By the way, one thing to keep in mind, this division is so weak, they could potentially, if there's an injury in San Francisco or Philadelphia, wind up with the second best record in the NFC.
If we're talking about show content, you're talking to a dude that probably I might at 45 still have a Barry Sanders poster on my wall. So if we're talking about show content, watching me live and die with the Lions, and I hate the team. I'm at that point in life where I'm spiteful against them, but would go nuts if they won. So
I've known you since 2016. I've never heard you say anything good about them, ever. Even when
have they given me reason?
No. All I've heard is you defend the honor of Matthew Stafford, but even while doing that, crapping all over the franchise.
Yeah, but how'd that work out for the Lions? They traded him 10 days later. He won a Super Bowl.
How many teams are going to have 3 Hall of Famers in 2 decades and didn't win a playoff game?
Yeah.
And by the way, both Herman Moore and Barry Sanders hated the franchise when they left. It's not like they were like, it was a good run, dapping people up out the door. They both didn't speak for years to the franchise.
So, look, the Lions are in my 3. Look, I go Buffalo.
Okay, you guys give me your 3. It's not just about me. Let's go. Give me your 3.
I go Buffalo, Cincinnati, Detroit. Only reason Detroit's in there, it has nothing to do, less to do with them, more to do with the NFC being so weak and them being a long number.
The only team I have objected to so far out of the 10 teams,
Buffalo.
Buffalo. I'm sorry. I am not getting behind the Buffalo Bills.
We'll cross them
Everybody else, you guys say,
and I'm in. And their fans are donks. Like, everything about Buffalo.
I just think 750, and they haven't been able to get past the Chiefs. To me, the Chiefs look like they will not, for the first time ever with Mahomes there, they can't go shot for shot with Buffalo in the playoffs.
I just feel like Buffalo is the only team out of the 10 we've selected I would eliminate. The other 9, I would 100% sign off on. You don't even have to give reasoning.
So what about maybe we discuss it next, but are we totally eliminating the ones at under 10-1 and under, the shorter ones? Are we totally eliminating San Francisco through the
I was going to say, are we missing something here? Are the Packers at 60-1?
Oh, no.
Is Jordan
Jordan
Love still the quarterback?
I mean, Samich will come on and tell us that number is way too long.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
So, like, if there was a long shot that I could be intrigued by, I would say the Jaguars, but I wouldn't. Here's why. The Bengals are the same odds, and the Bengals' upside is just so much higher.
Yeah. I mean, the Chargers sitting there 30-1 just because the quarterback, you stare at it, but then you realize Donk City coaching. The Dolphins I should throw out. The Dolphins at 10-1. Isn't that number way too short?
It is.
Crazy?
Yeah. No, it's too short.
They're out.
I think I have 30-1 from the offseason on them.
I don't know. I got to tell you, too, I'm kind of, for me, there's 2 teams I'm pretty firm on, Baltimore and Cincinnati. We get 2 teams from the division. You got an opportunity. They're going to host a game, and then they win that game, we got an opportunity to move forward from there.
I got the note from Fezzik.
Sounds like Ron Rivera talking to Josh Harris in the group today. Anyway, how's your golf game?
So Steve says, I would be boring and take the Niners.
Well, that was Amal's initial gut.
But 1,000 to win $5,000, but then we got to split it up over so many people.
Hey, you heard Reggie during the break. Reggie wants 23%.
Let me tell you something. 5,000 divided by a certain percentage is better than 0 divided by any percentage.
True. It was, if we're being fair, it was Amal's initial gut, and then you just ask a dude that's what he does for a living, and he said the same thing, the 49ers. So now all of a sudden the 49ers are in the mix.
No, to me, that makes the most sense. Like, you normally don't have 1,000 to throw. The reason I would never bet 550 on a Super Bowl team is because I would never place 1,000 on a future myself.
I can't believe you and I are sitting here going $5,500 just isn't getting it flowing. Like, what are we talking about here?
It's not, and that's bad. It's really bad.
That's not good.
Hey, guys, I'm just to say this. Let's say we've got it on our crew and we've got our 10% person. We're walking away with $500 each. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I will take that $500. Every day I walk down Fremont Street, I will never find $500 in my life. So I will take the if we can get it. But my argument for the AFC North when Patrick brought up the Ravens is this. I think the Bengals and the Ravens, I actually think we should split the ticket on them. If they say we can't, then we'll make a decision. But, man, Cincinnati, when do you get a team of the caliber of the Cincinnati Bengals at 30-1?
You don't.
Totally agree.
You don't.
See, right then when you were talking, Shorty showed up behind you. Anyway, can you text Goulet? Let's do this all on the air. This is going to be a 3-hour tour today, and we'll have an answer by the end of the show, I promise. But text Goulet if we can split our bet, 500 on one, 500 on the other.
But also,
he can then text Bill.
This is a great way if you're looking at making a future bet in the NFL right now to win the Super Bowl. Realistically, if you want to throw the Browns, Chargers, God, I'm not going to do it, but you can put the Jaguars in the conversation if you want. But you're probably down to 8 to 9 teams in both leagues combined, maybe 10 teams, and you kind of eliminate based on what you don't like or what the scenarios are. And, Patrick, I think one thing that gets overlooked because in the NFL, the way it's structured, where your division is and who you're going to potentially host in the first round makes a difference in how you might look at this.
Totally agree. That's why I point to what you said about the NFC being desirable. Quickly, when you do text Goulet, can you ask him if we could also put it on Inter Miami tomorrow in MLS? Because $1,000 on Inter Miami.
Well, so
anyway.
Wait, is Messi playing tomorrow?
No, I'm just playing. He's not playing.
Well, no, look,
Cincinnati.
If we want to get weird, it technically does. It says a Super Bowl future. Isn't an exacta a Super Bowl future? And what if we did 49ers over Bengals? I want to see what that would pay out. I'm looking at Circa right now.
Let's not get greedy.
49ers defeat Bengals 110-1.
It's not bad.
Look, I need to put down some roots in this city. I need to buy a home.
Okay, here's the goal. Fat enough odds to quit our job.
Well,
so
looks like we're going to be taking that.
They give us a $1,000 voucher.
Boys.
We turned it into buy Donna Sharp money.
Hey, looks like we're going to have the Arizona Cardinals. We're all in.
The problem is AD would probably celebrate to get rid of the three of us, so we don't want to go there.
Oh, come on. 49ers over Bengals 110-1.
Hey, guys. All right. I think we go with the Bears. I like Fields' mobility, 400-1. Better than Josh Dobbs, better than Bryce Young. They're coming off a win. They got 3 additional days before the next game. They can turn this 1-4 start into a 13-4 season. Bears win their first Super Bowl since '85.
Look, the Jets could steamroll the Broncos this week. All the pieces are there for them to put it together. Aaron Rodgers says he's been rehabbing really hard to get back. All Wilson has to do is get them to the playoffs, and then a 75% Aaron Rodgers could come back and win them the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers has been He's been listening to soundtracks of whales mating to help with the recovery. Did you guys hear that?
I did not.
I think it was dolphins mating sounds that apparently helps with your ACL. So there's something to it. The Rams at 80-1. All of a sudden, McVay, Stafford's got a little fire in the belly. Puka Nakua, your boy.
Hey, he's been unbelievable.
Hey, we could really zag while everybody's going to go Commanders off that performance last night. It is an up-down league, boys.
Hold on 1 second. Let's be real here. That 80-1 is not fair on the Commanders. That should be about 175.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
80-1.
But interesting, 9% chance. That's what Sharp Money had to win $1,000, and that's Ron Rivera's chances of returning next year. So
you think it's that high?
There's something to. No, I don't actually. I definitely don't. All right. I
like the exactas. The exactas are really tantalizing. 49ers, because we think that they'll win.
What's the 49ers over Chiefs?
21-1. That's the next one I was going to say.
49ers. No, if I was going to say 49ers Eagles, dummy. How about if you were to say Eagles Chiefs, run it back?
Eagles Chiefs.
Good question. Who's the winner there, though?
Eagles this time, let's say.
Okay. Yeah, let's say Eagles.
So let's take a look at
Eagles 25-1.
Wow, pretty good odds.
These exactas it's a free ad. We're in their book. it's a fantastic bet. These exactas.
Where at the D?
Yeah,
At Circa on the Circa app.
Circa Sports, yeah. Okay, well, all right. So we've got Fezzik. See, now I'm thinking because Amal's initial gut was the Niners. And then Fezzik said, sorry to be boring, but Niners. So we've got the poll up at the Rap Radio. Maybe we could retweet it over at VSiN as well and see how many we can get over the next 2 hours. And try to figure this out. I mean, if we're going NFC, is it anything but the Lions? You guys tell me.
Well, no, Niners.
Right, the Niners are in the mix now, but I'm talking longer number.
Oh, yeah, it's only
18-1.
Detroit.
Are we going deeper than 18-1?
No. I think in the NFC, guys, I think we're down to 3 teams.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Detroit.
Yeah.
I think the Dallas Cowboys are exactly who we thought they were.
And the AFC?
Well, for me, the AFC, it really comes down to 2 teams, Ravens and the Bengals.
I'm good with both.
I got no problems with those either.
I actually like the Bengals better than the Ravens, I think, though. 30-1.
I just want to look.
You guys won't dare me to start the Brian Bosworth conversation with this question. So, Boz,
I know he's not taking Seattle.
$1,000 free roll. Your thoughts? And then after he answers it, hey, thanks for the time.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.